What if I told you that one small vitamin can determine whether a baby's brain and spinal cord develop properly or not at all? Today, we are talking about folic acid deficiency and its effects, which causes serious birth defects known as neural tube defects. For more videos, like and subscribe. What is folic acid? Folic acid is the synthetic form of vitamin B9. The natural form found in foods is called folate. Vitamin B9 is essential for DNA synthesis, cell division, formation of new cells. These processes are especially important during periods of rapid growth, such as pregnancy. During early pregnancy, the embryo is growing at an extremely rapid rate. Cells are dividing and differentiating to form organs, tissues, and systems. Without enough folic acid, these processes become faulty. That is why folic acid is one of the most important vitamins for women of childbearing age, not just pregnant women. The recommended daily intake for most women is 400 micrograms per day, starting before conception.
Folate versus folic acid. Folate is found naturally in foods such as leafy green vegetables, beans and legumes, citrus fruits, liver. Folic acid is the synthetic form found in supplements or fortified foods. Folic acid is more stable and better absorbed, which is why it is recommended in supplements. Both folate and folic acid serve the same biological purpose in the body.
To understand neural tube defects, we must first understand the neural tube. The neural tube is the embryonic structure that eventually forms the brain and the spinal cord. Neural tube development begins very early, around the 3rd week of pregnancy. First, a flat structure called the neural plate forms from ectoderm. The edges of the neural plate then rise to form neural folds. These folds move toward each other and fuse in the midline, forming a hollow tube called the neural tube. This process is called neural tube closure. Closure begins in the middle and proceeds in both directions, toward the head, cranial end, and toward the tail, caudal end. By the 4th week of pregnancy, the neural tube should be completely closed. Failure of closure at any point results in a neural tube defect. Role of folic acid in neural tube closure. Folic acid plays a key role in DNA synthesis, cell proliferation, and methylation reactions. These processes are critical for the rapid cell division required for neural tube closure. When folic acid levels are low, cell division becomes abnormal. Neural folds fail to fuse properly. The neural tube remains open. This leads directly to neural tube defects. Timing is crucial. By the time many women discover they are pregnant, neural tube closure has already occurred or failed. That is why folic acid supplementation before pregnancy is essential. Now let's look at the common neural tube defects. Spina bifida. Spina bifida occurs when the caudal end of the neural tube fails to close properly. This results in an opening in the vertebral column, exposing spinal tissues. There are different forms of spina bifida occulta, meningocele, myelomeningocele. Anencephaly is a severe neural tube defect caused by failure of closure at the cranial end of the neural tube. In anencephaly, major portions of the brain do not develop. The skull is absent or incomplete. Encephalocele occurs when brain tissue and membranes protrude through a defect in the skull. This forms a sac-like structure outside the skull. Encephalocele can occur in different regions: occipital, the back of the head; frontal, the front of the head. Other factors that increase the risk of neural tube defects include poor nutrition, malabsorption disorders, alcohol use, certain medications such as anti-epileptic drugs, genetic factors. However, folic acid deficiency remains the most preventable cause.
Disclaimer: this video is for educational purposes only and does not replace professional medical advice. If you found this explanation helpful, share this video.